What's up, guys? Tech and Tyler, and today we're doing part 2 of the diagnosis and repair of this Bumpboxx. And so what I have done, because in the last video I showed that the board inside of it was producing the 15 volts that we needed to get it running and for it to, charge it. But the issue is it wasn't letting it charge, so either that power supply that was in it was actually bad, and then when I saw a power draw, it would just cut out, or it could be the fact that it's actually in the board set. So I have come up with a whole different solution on how to bypass it and actually charge this battery in it, because the board sets you cannot find replacements for. I've looked it up online on the website and just trying to find, other different videos of people trying to diagnose these and repair them, and there are nothing of it. So I decided to go a different route and just go my way on how to fix this to get it to work, and it actually works out pretty good, and I'm going to show you what I've done. So like I said, in the last video we went through the process of looking inside of it at the board, and the power supply that was in it was completely bad, like I said. So I took the power supply out, which would have been right up here, and it was a little board right here that plugged into the mains here that would have given it the 120 it needed to power it, and then it came out with 15 volts into a connection on this board right here to charge the battery, and it didn't work. So what I have done to bypass this is I got a aftermarket 12-volt charger that is designed to charge different types of batteries, and the reasoning being is the battery that's in this is a AMG type of battery, and so those ones are a little particular on how they get charged. So, sorry, an AGM battery. I had the letters flipped around. I looked at the charger to see what it said, but so I got a little charger, and I'll show you the charger in a second. But what I've done is I have completely taken the board out, and I have taken the charger and I've cut the ends of it off. So I took the 120 power side here, and I've cut the plug off of it and wire nutted it to the 120 from the plug on the Bumpboxx end to this connection here to power the charger. And then on the other end right here, I have taken it and hooked it up into the wires that go to the board, which are right here, and also hooked up the battery in line with it too. So that way, when you plug it in, you can actually run it while it's being plugged in versus how it was before, because for some strange reasoning, they designed these these Bumpboxxes to only work when it was unplugged. If you had it plugged in, it would not work. And I don't know if that's just how they designed it, or if it was the fact of the board being bad is what was not letting it do that feature, because I have a different speaker that's Bluetooth, and that one you can plug it in and run it at the same time, and it's 120 volts as well. So I'm not too sure of why either it was designed that way, or if it was just the fact of the board being bad, it wasn't allowing it to. But so I completely bypassed all that, connected it this way, so that way it will work, and that way when you plug it in using the original factory plug on the actual side, it allows it to charge it like normal. The only difference is, let me put the speaker back in and I'll show you real quickly. Let me set it down here. The only difference is the charge light, unfortunately, right here is just going to stay on all the time, but that's not too big of a deal, because my coworker, who is the owner of this Bumpboxx, I've told him my plan for what I was going to do, and he said that was fine. Anything I could do to get it to work was all he cared about. So me removing something in the line of the circuit caused it to where this charging light is constantly on, so not a huge deal. It's just a little annoying, but it still works, so minus that little feature, it's all right. But yeah, so this light stays on all the time right here. And so this is the charger that I am using for this. It's a NOCO Genius 2, which, like I said, this charger is actually pretty cool because it's so compact and it's so small. and it can do different types of batteries. So you can do normal 12 volt, you can do 12 volt AGM batteries, you can do 12 volt lithium batteries, or you can do a 6 volt battery. And you can click this button to change the different modes on it to go to each one. And then it's got bars on it right here that tell you the indication of the battery. So you got red, yellow, green. So it actually, you can see when it's charging, which is very handy and useful for this application. That's why I went with something like this, because these are not badly priced at all either. They're about 50-60 bucks online, and they're small, and that's what I needed, was something small and compact. And yeah, it's a little rigged, I will say, but hey, for the application and what it's being used for, is just, you know, a work boombox sort of situation, or just, you know, to play music in general. It's not going to be, you know, fancy. It's just something to make it, allow it to work, and so that's all he cared about, so that's what I did. But I drilled a hole here for the power cord to go in, and I drilled a hole over here for the charging end to go inside of it. So I'm not 100% done with this. I got to do 2 more little things to it. I got to put some sealant around both of these holes, and I got to put a piece of tape behind here, like Velcro, to keep this strapped onto here, just so that way it works. But yeah, if I take this here and I turn it on, it actually works and comes on properly. So it comes on, you can go through the different functions of it. Line, it's got Bluetooth, it's got radio, and goes back to line. So it's got those 3 different functions. And then you also have a microphone input, and then all these different controls on it, like I showed in the first video. So yeah, everything on it works, which is fantastic. I'm glad that I was able to get this working for him. Unfortunately, I couldn't fix it to where I could get the original charger to work, but hey, at least it's something, so it works. And what I can do is I can get a cord, and I'll plug it into it to show you that I have this external charger here now running off of the factory plug here. So let me run and grab a cord real quick, and I'll plug that in, and I'll show you that actually working. Okay, so now I have a plug plugged into it, coming from the boombox to the mains. And also on the side here, as you can see, the power light comes on, same with the charging one, like I said. But so I actually haven't tested this yet since hooking everything up, because I'm trying to hurry up and get this project done, because my coworker really wants this back. And so it's been a long period since I've touched this and getting back to this, just because I've been so busy with a bunch of other stuff. But so I didn't realize it until just now, actually testing it out, which I should have tested it out before, but hey, it's all right. Apparently the way that this switch is designed here, and I don't know why they designed this, I guess it's to help keep the battery life maintained so it doesn't short it out faster. But even though I wired this into the 2 wires that came off of here onto the main charging board that was in it, if I turn this off here, when I cut it off is when the actual charger cuts on, which that's fine. I mean, I don't think he'll mind, but I thought it was going to come on even with the boombox on, but due to the way how the factory or the company that hooked it up, mind you, is the way how they designed it, so not too sure why they did it that way. But like I said, it's probably just to help maintain the battery life and stuff. They don't want you to run it while it's charging, which yeah, it is bad to do that. It does make the battery life shorter, and it does you know, cause it to not charge good. So it's a good thing in a way, but I was wondering and kind of hoping it would work while it was being able to, you know, be plugged in. But hey, as long as, you know, you charge it up when you're supposed to, it'd be fine. But as we can see though, like I was saying, this charger has different lights on it for the features, and as you can see, this mode on it right here is the one that's designed for the AGM batteries, because currently inside of this boombox here is a 12 volt 8 amp hour Duracell AGM battery. The one that was in it originally was like a knockoff cheap no-name battery. So when we went to go buy a replacement battery for this, we went with the a better brand battery, and also a higher milliamp hour battery, just so that way it would last a little bit longer. But yeah, I've run this through a couple of tests just to make sure everything has worked, though, like sound wise, and making sure that everything on it actually works. And I've done some tests before actually putting this together of this charging while it is I used it for a bit, let the battery kind of drain a little bit, and then would charge it, and charges perfectly fine. As you can see, it's already gone from a single red bar to 2 red bars to the orange bar right here. So the battery's not that low at all, but that shows you right there that it's charging, so that's good. So it's doing what it's supposed to do, which I'm happy about, and I know my coworker will be happy about this, that the fact that it's finally put back together and fixed, so I can return it to him so he can resume usage for this for home and for work. So all I have to do is button up a couple things here, which is put this this speaker driver back inside of it and put the front grille on it, like the one that's over here. And once I get that put back together, like I said, all I got to do is get some sealant for this entry point here for the wire and this entry point here for this wire, and then put a Velcro strap on the back of this, and then it's all good. Now, like I said, it's not the prettiest thing. It's kind of a hack job. It's kind of rigged, but hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes to make these things work, especially when the manufacturer doesn't offer replacement parts, and there's also no precise way to fix this. The only other way that I could get this fixed probably with the original main board is if I was to get this sent off somewhere or take it somewhere to someone a little bit more knowledgeable and skilled when it comes to stuff like this, that have, you know, the tools and the technology to test it, like probes and all that type of stuff, to test the voltages and test where if like resistors, capacitors, all that stuff are still good or not, which I don't have any of that stuff, and I'm not good at testing that type of stuff. I know how to replace capacitors and other specific types of components on boards and the wiring and stuff, but when it gets deep into all that, it's a little tricky. Not to mention the way how this board set is in this as well is strange, because it's kind of a little different versus normal circuit boards too. They don't really have traces on the back of the board. It's mostly just jumpers going to everywhere where it's got to go, and then on the front of the board is where all the connection points are. So it's a little different versus like a newer or older circuit board. So, but hey, it's all right though. Like I said, trial and error, and you come up with ways to bypass certain things and rig up things to make it work. And so as long as it works and that it's safe, that's all that matters. So it keeps this Bumpboxx keeps this going, so that way it can continue to be used and keep working, so that way it doesn't have to get thrown out. And because like I said in the first video, it's a little sentimental to him, so he wants to keep this and have it work too. So, and now with me doing this repair on it, it will now fully work, so he can be able to use this for whatever he wants as well. And not to mention too, versus in the first video, I forgot to mention too that this also has some interesting features about it too, as well as like it's got the aux input right here. It's got 2 USB ports to charge your phone or whatever else you would want to charge on it as well. And it's also has this big piece of plastic right here with the Monster logo and these bars on it. Well, this actually is reactive to the music. So when you turn the music up to a certain point, these actually like flash and lights jump and stuff on it. It's not, you know, accurate like a actual like UV meter or sound indicator lights and all that. It's just a cheapy way to have some flashing lights to give it some character, which is cool, but it would have been cool if they put a little bit more work into it to kind of make it seem a little bit more legit. But hey, you know, they're not the best quality speakers in my opinion. They're all right. They sound pretty good. They get pretty loud, but then again, this is the only one I've ever heard in person, and it's an older one. I've never tested or seen any of the newer ones because I also didn't really know about this brand until recently, because I don't keep up with these higher, not even higher end, but more expensive type of boom boxes, or just these companies in general that make this type of stuff. Like I know there's other companies out there like Diamond Box who make products like that too, which those seem to be a little bit better quality. But for something like this, you know, it's not bad at all for being a boombox. I mean, it's just meant to be a really loud portable speaker to take to parties or to use in some sort of gatherings or just out for fun, take it on trips, whatever it is. So as long as it gets loud and plays music and sound good, you know, that's all that matters. Me, I'm not going to say I'm an audiophile, but I do like to try to get the better quality stuff, or at least stuff that's fairly decently priced with good audio quality. So you got to look for stuff like that. You don't want to spend too much money on particular electronics and stuff and then get ripped off, or buy them and then realize that, oh, this wasn't worth the money, or it's not what it was as advertised. So you got to keep it out, do your research on things before you spend the money on it, because nothing is cheap and everything's expensive these days. So you want to get the best bang for your buck, in my opinion, and go with something that's good quality for, like I said, a reasonable price, not too crazy expensive. But hey, for whatever you can find that you like, though, that's all that matters. As long as you like it, then you don't have to worry about other people's opinions, because it's you bought it, you enjoy it, you like it. So that's all that matters. It's just what you want. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video giving an update, a part 2 on the Bumpboxx repair. It's taken a little bit just because I've been so busy with other projects, and including work as well, that I don't have time to go right back to projects as soon as I start on them. They kind of sit a little bit. So plus I've been trying to get other projects done to make more videos on other stuff as well, because like I said, this channel is mostly going to be about old lighting, electrical type of stuff, and then also a mix of random other stuff too. So this is kind of a little bit of a different thing. I will do other repair videos on stuff as well, electronic as well, but for something like this, it's a little different, just because it was kind of sprung up on me to get the help, give my coworker the help he needed to fix this. So, but yeah, like I said, just wanted to make a part 2 to give an update and to show off what I've done. So, you know, hopefully this video might help somebody if you have the exact same Bumpboxx, having a no charge problem as well. Could use this video to the information scale that you need to possibly find a way to fix yours. If you have one of these and it doesn't work and it doesn't charge, well, here's a way that you could do it the way I did it if you wanted to. There's many other options to do it, but I wanted to do it this way just because it's a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more friendlier, just because, you know, it's a smaller charger, so it's really lightweight. I didn't want to have to add more weight to this thing because this thing is pretty heavy for what it is. So small, simple 12-volt charger, and take it, install it how I did, and then, you know, hook it up the way that it needs to be hooked up, and it works. So yeah, that's all that matters. Is this now will be fully complete as soon as I get this woofer back in, and then get these pieces sealed up and get this attached a little bit better. This project's done, and I can return this, and then I can move on to the other projects that I can record and post to show off everybody. So yeah, just yeah, quick update about this, and I will catch you in the next video, and until next time, thank you.